Hello everyone, I'm Sarah. I'm 27 years old and many people ask me why I'm single, but I would like to tell you that this was not the case a couple of years ago. I was married to the man of my dreams. However, you do not always get what you hope for in life. The dream of my perfect marriage was shattered when I discovered the shocking truth related to my husband, John. It all seemed perfect in the beginning, as it often does. John and I were close friends. The first time I saw him, I kept staring at him. Emily was my best friend, so I went to her desk. "Hey, Emily, have you seen the new guy, John? He is seriously handsome, don't you think?" "Oh, I noticed him all right. He's quite the eye-catcher. You seem to have a sparkle in your eye when you look at him, Sarah." I blushed at her statement. "What? No, I mean, he's just good looking, that's all." "Uh-huh, just good looking, you say, Sarah? You should go talk to him. Who knows? He might be as charming as he's handsome." "Come on, Em. I'm not sure about that." "Oh, come on. You are single. He's single. It's like fate brought you two together. You never know until you try." "I guess you're right. But what if he's not interested?" "Sarah, confidence is key. Just be yourself and strike up a conversation. Who knows where it might lead?" "Okay, I'll give it a shot. Thanks for the push, Emily." That's the spirit, and if it does not work out, at least you will have a good story to tell. During the coffee break, I spotted him at the coffee machine. He was struggling to use that machine. I rushed to help. I handed over a cup of coffee to him. "Thank you so much, miss." "Hi, I'm Sarah." "Oh, hi, Sarah. I'm John." "If you don't mind, would you come with me after the office? We could grab some snacks and get to know each other." I spoke desperately, but then I felt instant regret. I didn't even want to stand there. "I am sorry, I will just..." John smiled at me, looked into my eyes and said, "Why not? How can I deny this beautiful girl?" I was overjoyed. I asked him out. That was our first date, and it went well. We started dating seriously after that. One day, we were sitting on a beautiful park bench. John was staring at me with love, making me blush like a teenage girl. "Do you remember the first time we met here?" "Of course I do, Sarah. How could I forget? It was a day that changed my life." "You always know how to make me blush, don't you?" "Well, it is easy when I'm looking at the most beautiful person in the world." "Oh, stop it. You're going to make me melt." "Sarah, there's something I have been meaning to ask you." "What is it, John?" "Sarah, I love you more than anything in this world. Will you make me the happiest man alive and marry me?" I almost screamed with happiness. John was the most handsome, kind-hearted guy I ever knew. He always used to make me happy. At that moment, I felt like I had got a gift that I always craved for. "Yes, John, a big yes." We hugged each other tightly, sealing our love with a passionate kiss, setting the stage for our journey into marriage and what lies ahead. I could not keep calm. I had to tell my best friend. "Emily, you will not believe what just happened. John proposed to me and I said yes." "What?" "Sarah, that is incredible, but aren't you two just starting to date? Maybe you should take some more time to think about it." "I know it might seem fast, but Emily, when you know, you know. John and I share something special, something deep. I can feel it in my heart." "I get that, but marriage is a big step. You have got to make sure you're on the same page about everything. You've only been dating for a short while." "Emily, I know it's quick, but I have never been more sure about anything in my life. John and I talked about our dreams, our values, our future. We are on the same page and I can see how much he loves me." "Well, if you're sure about it and he makes you happy, then that is what matters most. Just remember, I'm here for you no matter what." "Thank you, Emily. Your support means the world to me. I truly believe this is the right decision. I'm so excited about our future together." We got married in a beautiful ceremony with our close friends and family around. It felt like all our dreams came true. When we exchanged vows and rings, I believed that everything in our lives would be perfect from that moment. During that first year, every day felt like an exciting adventure with my partner. We were in that super lovey-dovey phase, kind of like a fairy tale where love was all around us. We had these sweet little moments, stayed up late talking, shared our dreams. It was like living in a fairy tale. But you know, they say that as time goes on, you get to know the real person behind all the initial excitement and fancy stuff. Well, that is what happened to me. As more time passed, we got used to being married. We started to see each other's flaws, little quirks and imperfections. It was like discovering the not-so-perfect parts of a beautiful flower you loved. I started to get a feeling of being ignored by John. One day, John and I were sitting in the living room. We had a silly fight last night, which went too far. The atmosphere was tense. I was frustrated and decided to talk to John. John, we need to talk. About what, Sarah? You've been so distant lately. You're always on your phone, coming home late from work, and you've cancelled our date nights for weeks. John avoided making eye contact with me. He did not want to answer my question. He gave the usual excuse of workload. It's just work, Sarah. You know how stressful it's been. I understand work can be tough, but it feels like there's something you're not telling me. Are we okay, John? Of course we're okay. It's just I've been going through a lot and I did not want to burden you with it. You should know by now that we share everything, John. When you are hurting, I'm hurting too. Please, talk to me. Okay, Sarah. Do not make it a fight like yesterday. Let me concentrate on my job. He effortlessly ignored me. The conversation was heartbreaking for me. I expected it to get resolved, but it took a different turn. I understood there was no point in talking at that time. Then one day, I was sitting quietly in the office. Emily came near me. Hey, Sarah, what happened? Why do you look so sad? Emily, I've been noticing something lately and it's been bothering me. John has been distant and seems to be ignoring me. We're not like we used to be. Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe he's going through something tough right now. You know, sometimes people need a little space to deal with their problems. Yeah, I've considered that possibility, but it's just so unlike him. We used to talk about everything, and now it feels like he's shutting me out. It is important to communicate with him, Sarah, maybe gently as if everything is okay, and let him know that you are there for him no matter what. Sometimes just knowing that someone cares can make a big difference. You're right, Emily. I'll give him some time and then have a calm conversation with him. I just miss how we used to be. I'm sure you two can work through this. Relationships have their ups and downs, but if there is love and understanding, you will find your way back to each other. Thank you, Emily. I felt a little better after talking to Emily. For the next few days, I tried to be calm at home, but things were getting out of hand. Emily was also busy with something, so we couldn't get proper time, and she was also acting a little strange. One day, Emily called me for coffee, and of course I said yes because I badly needed my best friend's support. Emily and I were sitting at a cafe having coffee. Emily, you've been acting strange lately. Is there something you're not telling me? Sarah, promise you will not get angry. What's going on, Emily? You're scaring me. I overheard Lisa talking to someone on the phone the other day. She was saying something about meeting a married man. Lisa? Why would she be involved with a married man? Sarah, I did not want to jump to conclusions, but I think it might be John. What? John? Are you sure, Emily? I'm not certain, but the pieces just fit together and it terrifies me to even think about it. Emily, this cannot be true. John would never do that to me, would he? My suspicions grew as Emily shared what she overheard, planting the seeds of doubt about my husband's loyalty. That was the reason Emily was nervous around me for the previous few days. Would John cheat on me? And Lisa, she's just 19. How could she get involved with him? The thought of seeing them together gave me chills. I had even seen them together, Sarah, and you were also saying that John had lost interest in you for the past few weeks. So I'm just concluding that he's cheating on you. I started crying. Emily hugged me and gave me support. But I always loved him. Why would he do that to me? Because of your property, Sarah. Do you remember? He was good with you until you gave him your power of attorney. That property is ancestral and it is worth a lot. John had taken advantage of your love. I have made a huge mistake. I'm going to leave him. Yes, sure, he does not deserve you, but before that, you should teach him a lesson. You're right, Emily. I'll not let him slip away this easily. Emily and I planned out a few things and left the cafe. At home, John was, as usual, busy with his phone. I approached him firmly. John, your behavior is not changing. You've been distant for weeks. We need to talk. Sarah, there's something I need to tell you. What is it, John? I cannot keep it from you any longer. I've been having an affair, Sarah. Though I knew the truth, I wanted John to confess everything in front of me. Tears welled down my eyes, seeing John shamelessly accepting his crime. What? Are you serious? Yes, and I'm so sorry, Sarah. I know you're feeling bad. John, how could you, after all we have been through? I don't know, Sarah. I suddenly started losing interest in you, and I also have another woman in my life now. I was furious. He agreed to have a mistress in front of his wife. He was talking about everything with a cold heart. It felt like he never truly loved me. Who is she? How long has this been going on? Her name is Lisa, and it's been going on for a few months. Our entire marriage, our love, everything we had together. How could you do this? The confession of John's affair shattered me, leaving me with a mix of anger, betrayal, and profound sadness. I was devastated. Our wedding vows, our promises, plans we had together. How could he do this? John left the room. He wanted me to divorce him, and I knew the reason why. John returned after a few hours. I was lying on my bed in the room. Sarah, what do you need now? Sarah, there's something you need to know. What is it now, John? I brought Lisa here because I want a divorce. I thought this would be the best way to make you leave. What? A divorce, and you brought her here? I'm so sorry for everything. This is Lisa, and she's the one I've been seeing. You have got to be kidding me. The arrival of Lisa and John's attempt to force me to leave through this unconventional means left me in a state of shock and disbelief. As I looked at Lisa, I burst into laughter. Both of them stared at me in shock, clearly not expecting this reaction. This wasn't even the worst they had anticipated. John appeared desperate to understand why I was laughing so uncontrollably. Sarah, can you please explain why you're laughing? This is just so ironic, John. No, this is far from funny. Have you gone crazy? I tried to calm myself down. You're right, John. It is not funny at all. But here's the thing. When you are hit with something so unexpected and bizarre, sometimes laughter is the only way to cope. Coping? With what? My expression changed to anger as Lisa spoke. Coping with the fact that my husband, whom I love deeply, chose my best friend's little sister as his mistress. It's like a plot twist in tragicomedy. I never wanted to hurt you like this, Sarah. I know, John, and I know you never felt anything for me. Now, you have made your decision, but that does not change the fact that you did. What happens next, though, is up to me. As I explained why I was laughing, John's face showed a hint of guilt, something I had longed to see before. Lisa was on the verge of tears. I held no hard feelings for her. She was just a curious 19-year-old girl. But John? That was not the only reason I was laughing. There was more to reveal. I can't believe the drama you're creating, Sarah. Please understand that I do not love you anymore. Okay, you want a divorce? Then take it. Just like that? John, there's no point in fighting for something that's over. If you are with Lisa and you do not love me, then I have no reason to stay either. Sometimes things do not turn out the way we plan. It's time for both of us to move on. I left his home. John had married me just for the sake of property, and I knew he would call me back in a few hours. I went to Emily's home, and we were sitting in her cozy living room anxiously waiting for his call. As expected, my phone finally rang. Hello, Sarah. What do you want now? I want to say sorry to her, Emily. I got attracted to Lisa, but I have come to understand the importance of Sarah's love. Shut up, John. You are so shameless. Please, Emily, can I talk to Sarah for a while? Please. I took the phone from Emily, feeling a mix of anger and resignation. What is it? I'm sorry for whatever I've done, Sarah. Come on, John. Don't make me laugh. Looks like you have found out about the power of attorney you just lost because of cheating on your wife who loved you with all her heart. John was momentarily silent, struggling to comprehend how I had acted so swiftly. Sarah, that means you... Yes, that is right. I found out before you could tell me, John, and I knew this was a trap. But I'm not a kid anymore, and there is no love left in my heart for you. Sarah, please, I'm sorry. I do not have anything to survive on. I wish you had thought about that before. Don't expect anything from me now. I hung up the call, and Emily looked at me with pride in her eyes. It took me weeks to move past that incident. It's never easy to let go of someone you once loved. Even though I knew John was doing me wrong, I felt stuck. But in the end, I chose what was best for me and tried to move forward in life, and my best friend Emily was there with unwavering support. I also managed to secure a better job. Emily, thank you for being there for me through all of this. Of course, Sarah. You're stronger than you think. It has been a journey, but I've started to rebuild my life. I got that job offer I've always wanted. That's amazing, Sarah. I've realized that I do not need someone who betrays my trust. I'm better off without John. You have come a long way. It had been a few months since some really sad things happened in my life. Me and Emily were both trying to fix things and feel better. Then, one day, Lisa came back out of the blue. She knocked on Emily's door looking very tired and sad, like all the bad stuff from before was making her feel heavy. She was waiting to see how Emily would react. I wondered if Lisa did the same thing as me and left John, or did John do what he usually does and push her away just like he did with me. Despite my lingering anger, I knew that Lisa deserved a chance to speak. With a sigh, I gestured for her to come inside. She approached Emily. Emily, I need to talk to you. What is it, Lisa? I could see that Lisa looked tired, and even though I was angry deep down, I did not want things to get worse. So I signaled for Lisa to take a seat, hoping that talking would help us understand things better. I made a terrible mistake, Emily, but now I want to correct it. I left John and I came back because he's bankrupt now. His bad habits finally caught up with him. And why should we care? I could not stop myself from understanding how Lisa felt. I remembered feeling alone when I left John, so I decided to say something, hoping it would help Emily, who was angry, and Lisa, who was upset, understand each other better. Emily, please let her explain. Emily, I know I hurt you and Sarah deeply, and I regret it every day, but I also know that family should stick together in tough times, and I have nowhere else to go. Lisa, you chose your path when you got involved with John, and I cannot forget how you played a part in breaking Sarah's heart. I felt stuck because I cared about both Emily and Lisa. I've been taught that forgiving someone can make you feel better, so I knew that getting rid of anger could help. Emily, I forgave her because forgiveness is part of the moving on. It is not about forgetting, but it is about letting go of the anger that only poisons us. Emily, I am genuinely sorry for what I did. I will do whatever it takes to make amends. I need time to think, Lisa. This is not something I can decide on right now. Lisa left the house. All I could hope for was to make things right between Emily and Lisa. Lisa was not the one at fault, it was John, and he faced the consequences of his actions. However, I was left with a lasting trauma. I could not shake off the feeling of betrayal, and I still struggle to trust men completely. I hope to recover from this state soon, but at least I had found my emotional independence, and I am happy for that.